Hello, my friends. This is Andy and Hetty coming to you live from Yorba Linda, California on this Living Fearless devotional day of Saturday, May 13th.
Okay. I didn't know where we were going with that. The Living Fearless devotional, part of resurrectministry.com that unfortunately has been hacked on Facebook.
Oh,
so
yes.
if you try to find us there, you will think you landed on a 4G website that's having a sale.
Yeah.
So say a little prayer for us that Facebook gives that back to us at some time in this century. And but the website's still up. So visit the website, peruse the content. We hope that we'll provide some resources for you to deepen your relationship with Christ and increase your faith and devotion. God willing, we love to hear from you. So drop us a line. And if you care to partner with us, there is a donate now button.
Do that.
And all donations are tax deductible.
Yes. And I have a lot more energy today. Did you notice?
Yeah, you're a lot better, I think.
Yes, I feel so much better. Make sure and look down in the description. There's some places where you can click to see one of our sponsors. LifeWave is one of them. Great company. It's just growing so quickly and so many new things are happening. It's going to launch July 4th, but you can join as a founder today for free and join me and a number of other people. I started sending an email out to a bunch of my people in my team.
My peeps.
Yeah, and I just kept clicking. I have a lot of people. It's
Nice.
pretty crazy. I'm not sure how active they are, but right now it's growing. So join us. It would be awesome. Great company. It's going to be fantastic. And then we have a ministry that we are, I'm just letting you know that I think it's an important one to follow and support. And they are in Ecuador. They're actually the daughter and son-in-law of a business partner of mine. They're doing great work over there.
Nice.
She went into a cave and got very, very ill. Right. Don't go into caves in Ecuador unless you have lived there all your life, because they apparently can go in that same cave and not be affected at all.
Oh, like an immunity?
Yeah, but a bunch of Americans went in, and 7 of them out of like 9 got sick.
Wow.
Some those
kind of like a Lyme disease kind of thing?
Well, it was in their lungs. It was a takeover of their lungs, and they got very, very sick. But great people. Read the blogs. You'll really enjoy the blogs. It'll bring tears to your eyes. They're just doing. She was also a registered nurse before they opened up their ministry, so they're doing fantastic. Go check that out. Check them out. That'd be awesome. Let's see who's joining us already. We got some great comments, I'm sure, from Cindy. That comment is a great one. It says hi. And Yay. Iris.
And Iris says she logged in from Facebook. Which Facebook? Is it Andy's page?
Or Living Fearless devotional page?
Yes, the Living Fearless. We still are in possession of that one.
It's Resurrect Ministry, which is the one you started.
Which is the one I started that has
a credit card on it.
A credit card and has graphic content that I had commissioned that I paid for. Paid a lot for over the years.
And of course, they take over that one.
Which is interesting because I first lost the Instagram account that content was created from. And I was like, oh, no need to worry. I still have the Facebook page that has that content. And then lo and behold, that content.
And they've already started wiping stuff off.
Yes. God gives and God taketh away.
Demons. They're just demons.
Yeah.
They can't stand something good. She's in the Living
Fearless. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
At least that's still with us.
Yes. All right. So we're going to be reading from, as usual, Morning by Morning by Charles Spurgeon for May 13th. The reference is Psalm 35. And I guess this is a really good one for what's happening to us on this Facebook page.
Yes.
Yeah. Seems disastrous, and somehow something good will come of it. Not sure what that is, but we'll figure that out later. All right. So Psalm 35 says, weeping may remain for a night, but rejoicing comes in the morning.
Amen.
Schnugs, just so you know. Schnugs is not part of it.
God's mercies are new every day, every morning.
Charles Spurgeon says in this devotional, he says, dear Christian, if you are enduring a night of trials, think of tomorrow. Let your heart be cheered by the thought of your coming Lord. Be patient for, lo, he comes with clouds descending, said John Cynic. Be patient. The heavenly harvester waits to reap his harvest. Be patient, for you know who said, behold, I am coming soon. My reward is with me, and I will be giving everyone according to what he has done. If you have never been as distressed as today, remember, a few more rolling suns at most will land you on fair Canaan's coast, said John Andre. Your head may be crowned with thorny troubles right now, but someday soon it will wear a starry crown. Your hands may be filled with many cares today, but will soon strum the strings of heaven's harp. Now your garments may be stained with dust and dirt, but soon they will be white. Wait a little longer. Yes, how contemptible our troubles and trials seem today. Now they appear overwhelming, but once we get to heaven, we will, with transporting joys, recount the labors of our feet. That's from Isaac Watts. Then our trials will seem as light and momentary troubles. May we boldly continue, and even if the night has ever seemed so dark, the morning comes. This is more than anyone who is imprisoned in the darkness of hell can say. Do you know what it means to live looking to the future with expectancy? To anticipate heaven? Happy is the believer who has such assurance and such comforting hope. There may be nothing but darkness now, but soon there will be light. There may be nothing but trials now, but soon there will be nothing but happiness. What difference does it make that weeping may remain for a night when rejoicing comes in the morning?
Ta-da!
So many positive things to think of.
Right. But notice they're all in reference to eternity.
Oh, not on this planet.
No.
So we could be through a trial all the way to the time. Oh, shit. Why did you do that to me?
Sorry, but I just wanted to point
He
that out.
just said the next morning. He's saying tonight,
No,
and then the next morning.
That's the song. He's saying.
Oh, well.
But he's saying
I want to believe what I thought was true, that it's just until tomorrow.
What the expectancies and the starry crown and do you know what it means is to anticipate heaven?
Yes.
And that's the thing about God's timing, right? God has no time. He lives outside of time. So everything to him, nothing is short and nothing's too long because it's outside of time.
It doesn't bring me as much comfort as I thought it was going to bring me.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
That's right.
But there is a comfort in relying on the eternal perspective, because the cares of this world will hopefully start to matter less and less. At the end of the day, it's a fleeting moment.
Well, I do have you.
Yes.
That's my joy. Every time I wake up in the morning.
God
See, that's my joy in the morning when I wake up.
Oh.
Except for when I'm in Virginia without you.
Oh.
That's one of the hardest things, is because I want to talk to you right away. And when I'm on the East Coast, like I was in Baltimore, then I was in Virginia, and then I was in Maine. I wake up and I want to text you or call you, and I every time. You'd think I'd get used to it, but I want to text you and say hi. I know you probably have your notifications turned off,
Yeah,
but
my phone's off.
Yeah, but it's like 6 o'clock or so when I'm getting ready, and it's
6 o'clock, so it's 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock here.
Oh, okay.
And I got to tell you about my dream. Oh, I told you about a dream that I had that was a pretty awesome dream. Maybe we'll talk about that
fantastic
later on today. So what does this speak to you? What do you see right away, or how did it make you feel?
Honestly, I thought of what we talked about at dinner.
Oh, really? What did we talk about at dinner? I don't remember. I know. I just was saying that so you could tell them.
Oh, okay. Well, just this concept of, it's hard what you're going through now, but the heavenly harvester waits to reap his harvest, and be patient, for he is coming soon. Though the joy that he's referring to here is the coming of the Lord, which is, of course, our ultimate joy. This sense of, don't worry, this day too shall pass.
Mm-hmm.
And that there is goodness to look forward to, and goodness from the Lord to look forward to. And so I don't know if I feel like telling this story.
Well, you can just in general terms.
Yeah. Well, no.
Can't?
No, it's not that I can't. I just didn't want to tell what your dream was.
Oh.
I'd rather not. I don't want to put that out into the air.
Oh, okay. Sorry, folks.
Sorry. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes you let Satan know things because he can't read our mind.
Yeah, we've learned that lesson.
Yeah, we have.
Yes.
So We'll let you know when it happens.
Yeah.
What did it mean? What did you get out of it?
Well, now I have nothing to say. No, just kidding. No, I think about, if I think about, my journey, and I told you this movie. Now I forgot the name of it.
The Way Back.
The Way Back. Thank you. Oh my gosh, The Way Back with Ben Affleck. It's not a Christian movie because there's a lot of cussing in it, but it's a very good movie. That watching that film reminded me somewhat. Again, I don't. When you watch a movie, you don't think everything that he's doing is how I was walking my life. But there were things that he does in the movie that I was doing.
Yes.
It's like there's one scene. I'll tell you. So there's one scene where he gets in the shower, and in the shower is a beer. There'd be times where I would have a beer in the shower with me.
Really?
Yes, because I'd be watching something on television and I'd have a beer. Yeah, in the evening, and I would just put the beer there on the soap dispenser. Yeah, now I put my phone. Yes, and I'm watching conservative talk shows.
Yes.
What's his name? Who got raided today? Bannon. Watching Bannon.
Oh,
in the shower. But yeah, there's a scene where and they repeat the scene. Like they show him in the shower a lot, and every time he's in the shower, there's a beer. And I go, that's. I used to have a beer in the shower with me. Yeah, and so those are the things. It reminds me. So
because that's not common.
Because I never even thought about that. It never even was a. It wasn't.
And I've never seen anybody with a beer in the.
Yeah,
shower.
and you never see anybody stand up and pee.
Right. I actually never dated anybody who drank beer either. So I guess, and there's that.
Yeah, no, I never had a shot of whiskey. No, it was just always a beer. So when I saw that scene, because I've never if somebody would ask me about my past, remembering that aspect of my life, it would have not even been a big deal because it wasn't a big deal at the time.
Right.
But watching his story and what was going on in his life, I go, that's a sign.
You think?
That's a sign when you're taking a shower and drinking a beer at the same time. Because sometimes I take long showers. I like to sit there and, it's kind of like my relaxing time.
Yeah,
the hot water.
It's not just you, honey. Everybody feels that way.
So back to the devotional.
I
love the look on your face. You're just like, what?
It's funny because my daughter likes to take food into the shower.
Oh,
so
how do you do that?
So don't you get a face look of disgust?
How do you take a hamburger? How do you take a hamburger? Well, it's in a container.
She just has her ramen in the shower with her too.
She
takes a bite and then leaves it on the counter.
Things we're learning.
Right?
Can I get to my thing?
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was
you're going to be like, oh, your story went on so long. I've been trying to tell my story.
It's taken a long time. We're 13 minutes in.
Well, see. So seeing that now in this devotional is that just if I'm looking at my kids who may be struggling a little bit, in one aspect or another, with relationships or with grades or with, seeking God's wisdom and that kind of stuff. And I'm going, can you just seek God's wisdom? Why are you so much into the flesh? Right? I'm struggling with that. That I can see how it's later sometimes. It's not, we don't want it to be later. We want our kids to see Jesus now. We want them to walk with Jesus yesterday. We want to walk with Jesus.
Yes.
But I can see now through this devotional and the movie that I watch and these reminders that see how long it took for you, and you want them today. Yes, it would be great. Yes, that's what we want for our kids. But sometimes they need to go through some stormy weather, and we don't want it to be devastating stuff. We don't want them to. We don't want them to crash and burn.
No.
But it's a little bit of a reminder. Says that is just. I got this.
Well, I got another piece of wisdom from my dear friend Mariama today. I was talking to her, and we were talking. She has a lot of wisdom. She had children that were young 25 years ago. So they're grown and have their families of their own. So she was telling me. I was telling her. I said, what's the worst part of a prodigal child is you learn, if you listen to the Lord telling you to stop trying so hard, you start to learn that you're actually so angry and frustrated because it's an embarrassment to you. Like,
yes, I tell them, don't embarrass me.
But literally, so it's more about you than really being heartbroken about what's happening to them.
Yes.
You know, okay, yeah, that's upsetting, but you get obsessed because you don't want them to reflect poorly on you.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just absolutely the wrong motive to God. That's really not what it's about.
I tell them at the time, because at the school, I tell them, I said, listen, you can't be a horrible person at school.
Yeah.
Because the principal knows who I am. Every one of your teachers knows who I am. The superintendent knows who I am. Yeah. I said, just please, can you not? And then, stuff happens.
Yeah, it does. They're not really concerned about our reputation at all. Doesn't factor into the equation.
But there's hope. There's hope in Amen. That, you'll put a movie in front of your face on an airplane and go, oh, see, this is you. And look at you now. Okay. I love you, God.
No.
You didn't need to shove it in my face.
Prodigal son.
You didn't need to shove it in my face, though.
You chose to shove that in your face. And see, Cindy agrees. Some things are better kept silent.
Well, no, right, it had to be told in order to put.
No, she's not talking about that. She's talking about when you wanted me to tell my story of today, and I was like,
no. Oh, okay, that's good.
Oh, but I do have a good story today. Are you finished, love? I know you wanted to get.
No.
Is the story done or no?
Story's done. Robert Chamberlain says, God bless you guys. Thank you for what you do. Listening from Indio, California. I used to train the police dogs in Indio, California.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Hi, Robert.
It's such a long drive from Yorba Linda, California. But I used to do it it's a good hour and a half.
But you used to, but that's not that far. But how often would you have
One way, all the way near, it's Coachella Valley. So it's all the way out.
But how often would you have to go?
A couple times a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I love Indio. I love those guys. That was a great, great time. I have some great stories from my time with the Indio Police Department. But thank you for joining us, Robert. I have another story I want to tell. No, go ahead.
Are you sure? Because the floor is yours. I don't want to interrupt you.
No, I just want to talk to Robert a little bit because Robert's joining us. I love it when men decide to join us. Go ahead. No, I'm kidding. I have nothing else. Let's hear it.
Well, everybody that was on with us yesterday knows I had my divine appointment with my new friend from New Zealand. And if you're watching, Riley, hi. So it was just awesome. It was awesome to she had some challenging questions about one of the most profound ones to me was her saying that she was, scrolling through YouTube and heard these Muslim clerics talking about how many thousands of people are coming from Christianity to Islam. And it suddenly gave her this pang of fear that, oh no, if all the Christians are going to Islam, am I in the wrong boat? Mm. And I told her, I was like, we talked about prophecy. We talked about the end times. And I said, Muslims also believe in the end times. And I said, in our eschatology, there's a great falling away before Jesus returns. Mm. And I said, and people give into deceptive spirits and people are giving over to demonic doctrine. And she's like, oh yeah. I said, so we're right on course. This is the way it's supposed to go. Mm. and I just realized by talking to her, she was basically telling me out loud what so many people go through in their heads. In other words, one thought, that's how Satan pulls you, right? 2 steps forward, 1 step back, mm-hmm. is that he just slowly pulls you in by a thread, like a thread of a thought. And that thread of a thought leads to another thought and another thought. And so she was like, once she thought of that, then she says, then I started to listen to these other people that were saying, oh, Islam is so great for discipline. So she's saying, well, all these people are going, all these people are finding discipline, one thought after another. So in talking, we had to unpack each piece of that, But what I found to be the most important aspect of the conversation was being able to tell her, that our God is a relational God, and he's a near God, so that it's very different than Islam, who has a very distant God that does not speak to his subjects. And in that process, she had a desire in her heart to learn more about her faith from somebody who had been in Islam. That was her prayer. And I said, and the Lord told me to answer your prayer. I said, I don't know who you are. You just reach out to me. And the Lord's like, talk to her. I said, so only our God can do that. You know, you have a desire in your heart. He promises to answer the desires of your heart and sends me to deliver that message. I said, so be of good cheer. Our God is awesome.
Wow. It seems to me now, I don't know why I'm just hearing this. I mean, I'm not hearing it for the first time because you said it before, but I'm just realizing that it being under the rules of Islam is more like when you talked about discipline, because you say it's one of those things that's very, but you're under the discipline almost like with a gun to your head.
Right. It's external force.
Yes.
Literally like a gun to your head.
And you hate that.
Yes.
You hate when you like with a physical trainer at the gym, if they're
I don't like to be pushed.
jerks. Yeah.
But that may also be PTSD from
yeah,
Islam.
that's what I'm saying now. But it's making sense. I don't know why all of a sudden it just clicked like that.
Really?
Yes, because I go, maybe that's why you despise it so much.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought I told you that's why.
Oh, no. I just thought it was from, you just don't like it.
Oh, no. I don't like pastors who are bullies either. That's why I told you that one pastor that I'm like, I don't want to meet him. I'm like, I don't like manipulative. I don't like bullies because that's something I have left over from Islam. And it's just not the character of Christ, you know? It's just not. Christ is a gentleman. The Holy Spirit is a gentleman. It's just they don't impose themselves. I stand at the door knocking. Whoever opens the door, I'll dine with him. But I don't bust the door down. You know?
Yeah.
And so I'm repulsed by that.
I think this is what makes Christianity, I don't want to say better. There's another word for it. I just can't think of what it is. Superior is that discipline is also necessary.
Yes,
but it's by choice.
And it's
He's saying, this is what you can do to walk with me.
Yes.
Here's what you can do to have all my love. Here's what you can do to have the crowns in heaven.
Yes.
But it's up to you.
Right.
Wow. That's what makes it so powerful.
Exactly.
That's why he loves it more.
Well,
because you do it because of him.
And you actually are not doing anything. It's the Holy Spirit in you that's doing it.
Yeah.
Because you're like, wow, how amazing. He doesn't make me do it, and yet I do it. Well, you know, I mean, let's call it spade a spade. He's not making you do it, but he put an internal motor that does it for you.
Yeah.
That's what makes it effortless. It's supernatural. There's no logical explanation for. I was talking to a dear friend of mine today who's a teacher of Reformed theology. She's actually a pastor at a Methodist church, but she's trained as a Reformed theologist, which is the tulip Calvinism, the believing in predestination and the divine elect, you know? Yep. And so I was calling her to ask her some questions about that. And she says, Hedia, I'm as I'm sure you've seen in your life, she says, Jesus has carried me through some parts of my life that I know for certain I would not have made it through without him. And she says, so how can she says, so it resonates with me to believe that it is unimaginable grace, that it is, I am chosen to live this life, and that it is purely God's sovereign grace that carries me through. I do my part. I show up. You know what I mean? I try to participate, but there is this pull. There is a pull from the Lord that really makes it possible.
Love that. Hello, Robert Block from Mexico.
Hey, Robert.
Nice to see you.
Long time no see.
And there we go. How about we get to the scripture?
Sure.
All right. First one is
Psalm 35. For his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. See, that's beautiful when you think about it literal. Days and nights in God's timing are sometimes longer than for hours.
Yeah.
But beautiful nonetheless. Actually, now one of the things I'm saying, I try to connect with God before I put my feet to the ground, out of the bed, and that's one of the new things. The scripture I'm reading in my head: Lord, your mercies are new every morning, and so I look forward to what mercies you have in store for me today. Revelation 22:12, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. That's the Lord. Revelation 22:12. 2 Corinthians 4:17, for our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. Hold on, dear soldier.
Wow. This, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according to his work shall be. No, where is it? Maybe it's something you said, in that it reminded me a little bit of, I'm going to go to a dog training analogy.
Sure.
But the human nature with dogs sometimes is to get emotional with dogs, because we can get emotional with people,
Right.
and people understand sometimes. Like it's still not that healthy to get emotional when you're angry or when you're trying to discipline. It is best not to, but when you do, it's easier for another human, even if it's a child, to understand, that you're angry. But with a dog, it's not the same. You really have to correct without emotion to have the best results. And it's so hard. That's one thing that's so difficult, to not only train handlers with their dogs, people that own dogs, dog owners, police officers, but trainers to teach that. They don't understand it because there's so much emotion. Because by the time a customer comes to you with a dog problem, they've had it.
Yeah.
And they go, I love this dog, but I hate this dog at the same time. I want to strangle this dog. I want to hit him with a shovel and bury him in the backyard. That's usually by the point.
And I think people, they lie and say, I actually love this dog and I hate it at the same time. Because I never loved our dog.
And I could always see the little look in their face. And I said, you got to stop getting so emotional. You got to bring it down and correct with purpose without getting emotional. But you can see the veins start sticking when their dog does something that they don't like. The dog jumps on them, and then they get
their furniture. Our dog ate all the crown molding in the room where it was. It's like thousands of dollars of repairs.
Yes.
All the crown molding, like the stuff that's not replaceable.
Right.
You know what I mean? You could have eaten the couch. That was like $500. Okay, well, one couch, throw it away,
Yeah.
But no, all the crown molding around the edge.
But what happens with a dog is that your emotion enhances the bad behavior. And it just makes it worse. And it just gets worse. It's like a snowball. I mean, that's the best analogy. Is that
and
one
the
analogy
here to people in this devotional
is with God is that he doesn't get emotional when he corrects us, when he disciplines us. He just says, he just zaps you and says, we'll see you next time and see how you do next time. And that's why we respond so well to God. I mean, sure, he flooded the earth once. And sure, he caused a couple of earthquakes and some other stuff. But with us as an individual, for the most part, he's not emotional about it. He just gives you this little thing, that happens to you. Sometimes it's pretty harsh. Yeah. But he's not emotional about it. He doesn't yell and scream at you.
And if you're really clever, you realize that you actually did it to yourself.
Yeah.
You just let it happen.
But it makes it easier for us to understand that, because there's no emotion tied to it from God. We will come to realize it, because now we're not getting screamed at the same time.
Right.
At the same time, we're getting corrected. So you got to look at it as the same as the dog. Oh. The dog goes, oh, okay, I understand why I got that. Because you stand there and go, next time you're good, you won't get that. You'll get a pat on the head, or you get a little treat. Okay. And training goes so much faster. That's faster. Yes. So go ahead.
Cindy says, yes, I'm very tired of being jumped on. I have bruises all over me. If I'm quiet, she does so much better than when I get upset. Yes. She gets wilder.
Yes.
I got in a fist fight with Cujo. I wasn't sure who was going to win at some point. I've never been around a big dog like that. And I punched him in the face, and I literally
how'd that work out for you?
Not good.
Yeah, see.
Not good. It just went from bad to worse. Yeah. And Carrie says, if I want a dog to do something, I see it accomplished as I see it accomplished as I give the command. Perhaps God sees us accomplishing before we do. Yes.
Yes.
Very good point.
Yes.
Very good point.
Wow. Let's see. Want to hear, or you want to tell them what what's his name?
Jim?
Yeah, what Jim has to say. Jim
Today,
Reimann.
Spurgeon quotes the hymns of John Cynic and John Andre and Isaac Watts, reminding us how hymns once greatly influenced people's theology. I didn't realize those were hymns, honestly. Watts wrote 750 hymns that had a greater influence than those of John Newton, Amazing Grace, for example, or John and Charles Wesley. Cynic, an evangelist who died at 36, established more than 40 churches.
Amazing.
So amazing. And Andre, a British military officer, hanged at the age of 30 as a spy, wrote My Hiding Place that was excerpted above just 2 days before his execution. It was found in his pocket after he was hanged. Once we consider the trials of others, perhaps our complaining will end. There's the wisdom right there.
Yes.
Mic drop. Once we consider how bad other people have it, then maybe we will stop complaining.
Can you imagine this guy at 36 years of age in the 1700s? No internet, no phones,
No microphone.
no.
Even.
I mean, what else didn't we have in those days?
Cards.
And he planted 40 churches.
Papers, pens and paper.
It's just incredible.
I mean, when you think about it, and they've mentioned this about Spurgeon, what's really supernatural is how they were able, their voices, and with Jesus the same, how their voices could travel so far with no microphone, with no audio equipment. And thousands of people could hear them.
Incredible.
Isn't it?
And then the other guy, what was he? 30 years old.
Yeah. But wrote a whole, poem or book just right before he was executed.
Wow.
Different era.
I mean, that's another example that we have to look at sometimes. And that's what's great about knowing history. I love history. Even when I was setting up this devotional, I was watching a World War II documentary.
I was a history major.
Yeah, I love it. But it really does. It keeps you in the perspective. And I think that's one thing that the kids are missing in many ways, because they're so busy being indoctrinated and told that America is a racist country and not worthy of being spit on, according to my son's U.S. history teacher.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Oh, I was just going to say.
Sorry. That just come out. Did I say that out loud?
Zara's not going through that. She's got, pretty basic history.
Oh, no, he's ashamed of his whiteness. He's a white guy, and he's very ashamed of his whiteness. They say he spends a lot of time with the black girl that's in the class and apologizes to her for who he is, for being white. Yeah, that's their teacher.
Wow.
But what's lost in it is what's important about history. To put things back to a place where you can look at these people and really, to really teach them that a lot of this stuff was done without the comforts that you have today. Air conditioning, for instance. Motor vehicles, at the time, they were, buggy and wagon type of stuff. And look what they were able to build. They built cities like New York and Los Angeles with their bare hands.
Yes.
And
the pyramids of Egypt were built with hands.
That is another incredible story. I think it was Martians.
You think it was Martians?
Yeah, I think Martians helped them.
I don't think it was like,
how are they
6 million poor Jews that were carrying rocks.
Those blocks weigh tons.
Yeah,
tons.
Like little dollies. No.
How do they put the one at the top? How does the one at the top get up there? How many Jews would it take? How many Jews does it take? Yeah, so we're getting ready to tell a joke. I feel like I'm at the jog meeting. Oh, you should hear these people. They have every. Anyway, yeah. The point at the top of this pyramid weigh tons.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's so incredible, but I feel like we're the kids are missing out so much on just the incredibleness of history, and even just our country. What those men were geniuses that put together our Constitution. All the things they thought of, and were able to put it down, and just to get that many people of different faiths, essentially, and different political points of view to agree on something like the Constitution.
Also, it's a statement about the fact that history repeats itself.
Mm.
They were running from oppression, and they understood the tyranny of the power, the tyranny of the powerful, that it's dangerous to concentrate power in people like that. It's dangerous to allow one religion to control a country in the way it did back then, whether it was the Church of England or it was the Catholic Church, that it stifled religious liberty. And all of the things that they had learned from the experience in Europe, they were trying to bring that knowledge back here. And yet we are intent on doing the same mistakes over again.
Carrie, I don't know.
I remember the water bag hanging off the hood to cool the engine riding through the desert without air conditioning. I actually have never heard that before.
Oh my gosh. I remember so many different things with that, driving across the desert on cars with the windows rolled down.
Oh, really?
Because you couldn't run the air conditioner because the car would overheat.
Oh,
sorry. I'm so very far away from my mic. Yeah. And when I used to drive buses, we used to have to do some similar things, like roll down the windows. I can't run the air conditioning as we're going, like it was 115 degrees.
Why would rolling down the air windows help the air conditioning?
Because it was so hot. You didn't want the windows rolled up when there's no air conditioning. The sun beating through the windows of the bus.
Oh, I thought you meant with the air conditioning on, you'd say roll down the windows.
Off. Yeah, turn. I go, okay, turn the air conditioner off, roll down your windows, because that's the only, you got to get that breeze coming in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so many different things we have to do back in the day.
Yeah, money and power, and today the number of followers changes people. Yes, bananas.
Yeah, that power is so quickly.
But that's
corrupting.
Been since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
The
forever.
corruption of power and money. But we still fall for the same mistakes.
Over and over.
Over and over.
Cindy.
Man is deceptively wicked. A few voices of the past stuff out strongly. I know what that means. Now, so many voices are out there. We lose our current history in the chaos of the masses. Yeah, too many voices, too many opinions.
Maybe she means snuffed out.
Maybe.
She'll let us know.
Yes.
I love that a lot of people type like I do.
Which is?
Like, words that don't make any sense.
Because I think they're also typing
stand
quickly.
Out, not stuff out.
A few voices of the past stand out strongly. Yeah. Indeed. Yes.
For sure. Yeah, sometimes I type things and they look perfectly fine.
Really?
Until I send them. And then once you send it, I know the devil's at work because he changes my words and misspells them.
What I find sometimes is that the autocorrect, there's a delay in the autocorrect.
Oh, you think?
And it changes the word after you've clicked it. So almost like it happens simultaneously, where you've clicked it and then the autocorrect has changed the word. Because I find that I thought I was losing my mind. And I would click it. I was like, that's not what that said just 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, well, when you type it, it's typing what you put in there. But it's when you hit enter that it changes it. Yeah, Carrie speaks my language here, dumb thumb typing. Hetty and I were at the restaurant we were eating at tonight, and I had to fill out some form. Well, there was a form that needed to be filled out. and I hate filling out forms on my phone. I hate it.
I could type a doctoral thesis on my phone.
I just hand it to Hetty and she goes through the whole thing and I go, better you than me. I cannot do it. It drives me crazy.
Oh, no.
I told her and I said, Fred Flintstone would never have been able to live today because I have Fred Flintstone thumbs. Apparently I cannot type. Kyle in the CB is on.
Oh, Kyle, what's up?
How are you? Nice to see you.
Life is good. Kyle's our friend from Twitch.
Yes. We love our Twitch people that watch. That was one of our, last week was one of our awesome broadcasts with somebody who was asking a bunch of questions.
Yeah, that's the kind of questions Kyle asks.
Yes, Kyle's amazing. How's your walk with Jesus coming, Kyle?
Yes. Has he captivated your heart yet?
I was just thinking, I don't know why this came to my mind, but the other day, Kelly, my son's name is Kelly. Just so you know, I'm talking about my son, not my daughter, because I have a daughter named Ray. But my son, Kelly, he's driving now. And it's been, how long has it been since he's had his license? Maybe 3 months or so? 3 or 4 months. And it was funny because I think it was on the way to the lacrosse game that was in Downey. And he was in the car, and I said, you know what, son? In some ways, I hate that you're driving now. And he goes, what do you mean? I go, I hate because now we never get to talk.
Oh.
Because that's when we do most of our talking is driving somewhere in the morning to school because he drives.
And why can't you talk? Oh, meaning when he's in a separate car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now we're like 2 ships in the, what's that called? 2 ships in the night. In the night. Yeah. We're like 2 ships in the night. Where I'm leaving, he's coming, he's going, that kind of stuff. And I said, I just miss the time that we have together when we're driving somewhere. And he goes, you know what, Dad? He goes, I was thinking the same thing. He goes, I miss you. And I miss talking to you. I'm getting emotional. Yeah, it was like, it's just now it's like really cut down on our time. And so
it's precious.
Yeah.
The time we spend with our teenagers.
And
in a little while, they'll be gone.
Yeah. Why'd you make me bring that up?
Why did you bring it
up? I don't know.
I don't know.
There was something in here that was happening. I don't know what it was. I think I was thinking about driving and texting.
Oh,
because I tried to do that, and I don't do it as much as I used to. I really have cut down a lot. I try not to pay attention to the phone for the texts that are coming in because then I'll answer them. But I needed an address today. That's how it all started to come together. I know it doesn't seem like it goes together, but yeah, I couldn't find the stupid address on the stupid, what's it called, Band app.
Yes.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then
okay, so are we moving on, or are you just gonna mutter some more stuff?
So the other day I was looking for some ice cream. No.
My eyes are starting to glaze over.
Cindy says, "See, it triggered a discussion."
So fast.
Yes.
They grow up so
oh,
fast.
Do you remember that picture the other day? No, there was that picture. No, there was that picture that Zara put in the group chat that we have for our family.
Oh, yeah.
That was only 3 years ago.
So weird. They look like babies.
They look like little tiny tots.
Right?
Like Kelly and Ray, they look like little kids.
They're so tiny.
It was
so
only
weird.
3 years ago, Ray. Your name's Eddie.
My name's Eddie.
that was only 3 years ago.
It is a trip.
That is really crazy. And so, yes, just answering Cindy's not question, but her comment there. There we go. We just have some connection problems, I guess, in Mexico. Why do we have so many? You don't have any people living in Mexico anymore. They're all now in California.
On the border.
They're all in Texas, California. See, now we have another discussion about ice cream.
Banana ice cream is hard to find. There's a random fact, Carrie.
31 flavors, which I still call it, and it's called Baskin and Robbins, even though they have the 31 in their logo still. Have you seen them?
We should talk about
they have this mango flavor. I forget what the rest of the name of it's called. Mango Delight or something like that. It's fantastic. Try it. You wouldn't think that's good, but it's really good. Anything else? Okay, I'm stopping. Anything else?
No.
You sure?
Cindy's got 2 grandkid graduations. Well, that's a serious milestone, Cindy.
How is that possible?
But you started very early. We'll be dead by the time our kids have. By the time they have kids,
I'm not going to be dead.
You will for sure be dead.
What?
Because you're going to be dead before me.
That's so not true.
And she gets to go to Texas and Maryland in the next couple of weeks. Oh, that should be fun.
Can't believe you think I'm going to be dead before you.
Don't you? You're far less healthy than I am.
What are you talking about?
I'm a pillar of health.
What are you talking about?
You
ask me to pick up stuff for you all the time.
That's just a bad back pain, but
that leads to the early death.
No.
Yeah, bad back equals early death.
Are you wishing me dead now?
No, I'm just telling you.
You're gonna bury me and move on to your next tart. Move on.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 wasn't a charm. I need to make a bracelet now.
By the time that happens, that'll be the tart will be 70 years old.
Maybe a sour tart.
You all are a mess.
Yes.
Hey, wait a minute.
Okay, good night, everybody. We love you. I'm sorry. Sometimes the devotional goes off the rails.
All right, my friends.
Just remember that the Lord's mercies are new every day. And though we may wear a crown of thorns right now, we will wear a crown of jewels and of glory in the days to come.
Absolutely. We love you guys.
We love you. God bless.
God bless. Bye.